Sunday morning, roosters are crowing. Just got the van back to the barn. Chopper's still at my house, but got to actually ride a bike yesterday, so not too far, but we rode up to Lake Geneva for the Dystopia Warrior show and ride. Didn't do the whole ride because we were vending and setting up, so just got back in the van, got all the tables and merch stuff we had set up, talked to a bunch of people. Pretty good turnout. I know they said it was less than last year, but still had a good time. And I had the only chopper there, so by default ended up winning the best chopper award, so that's fun. And I also managed to snag best in show, which is neat. I just went up there for setting up the booth and advertising, but people liked the shovel head, which is good. It's nice being able to promote some of the bike stuff and the powder coating stuff all in the same, because most of it intertwines to some degree, at least the way we run it up at our shop. But yeah, just gonna be jamming away on this, and then I bought some shelving units I gotta go pick up somewhere at some point today once they get back to me. And then maybe, depending on time, oh, here comes the chickens. Man, that got real loud. Look at them. They get so friendly in the morning. You guys gonna keep making noise this whole time? You gonna eat me? They've really been trying to get into the shop lately. They're not mine. They just kind of live here. Close this. They're speedy. One time the other day, I ran to grab something out of the truck. Didn't know that they snuck in behind all this stuff. Walked back in, they scared the crap out of me. Not scared of them, but when you walk into a shop that you left empty 30 seconds prior, turn around and see a bunch of fluttery movement over by the bikes. Whew. But they're just chilling now. Somehow avoid all the dogs up here all the time, so good for them. But that's kind of where we're at. Got a little bit more emptying stuff to do. Just figured I'd give you a quick little update. I did not get much footage of the event. I rode the bike up, then we kind of set everything up, and then I was just talking to people. I didn't even pull the camera out. But other than that, it was a good event. Thanks for having us over there. And I think Dottie might have some clips on her phone that I'll try and snag. You are so loud today. Can't you see we're working here? Anyways, if we get enough time, we'll try and get back here and do some work on that KZ. But we'll see how this video plays out and how much time we have. Or we'll just watch the chickens all day. That's fun too, isn't it? Dip, 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 dip. Dip, 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 dip. That's my favorite one. All right, we'll update you guys later. I got a little bit of time before I gotta go pick some stuff up. If you notice, there's some big puddles underneath this KZ, and we haven't really done much on it. We're gonna have to, but yesterday I ended up topping off the brake fluid on the van. Just wanted to give that a check because the brakes are a little spongy. Wasn't a fluid problem, it was, what do you call it? The brake drums just need to be adjusted. And Dottie drove the van up, so I got to ride the chopper, which is great. I like it when she drives her own van places, especially a little bit farther instead of just around town stuff, but ended up being a good day. So no complaints on that end, but let's get jamming on this Cowie. So yesterday, I ended up topping off the master cylinder with brake fluid off camera, because whatever, it's not much. And I opened up the bleeders and let this gravity bleed. In my experience, I have not had good luck with that. But I'll straighten these bars out real quick, give myself a little, God, these chickens. I don't want them in the barn. Come on, come on, come on, come on. I don't know why. They've been out here all summer, and all of a sudden, they start trying to hang out in here. Gotten real people friendly lately, and I have not been feeding them. Let's see if that'll stop them. Probably still try and come back in. Anyways, on this thing, I topped off the master cylinder, opened the bleeders, and just let this sit. I have not had good luck with that working like a gravity bleed, but on this, for whatever reason, I had that filled up and then sitting for about a half hour while we were loading up the van yesterday. And I had puddles of brake fluid down at the ground. Okay, so I think these fronts should actually be almost bled. I mean, I haven't actually bled them. This master's dry because all of that brake fluid dropped down and ran through the lines, which is good because that's going to make it much easier if I'm getting fluid all the way through the lines and it's bleeding off down below. That means bleeding these should be pretty easy. Hopefully. We will find out now. So we got that filled up. Let me grab a 10 mil. And we'll make a big old mess. So I have not squeezed this trigger since we started this, but we had fluid going down and through, so it shouldn't be too long before we get some sort of pressure in here, I would think. And if we need to, we'll grab the vacuum bleeder, but having fluid run down through the lines tells me that it should be able to pressurize here. I was hoping it'd be quicker than this, though. So let the bleeding process begin. This will take me a while. We'll film this for a little bit, but cue that music, because who knows how long this is going to take. I might be better off just hooking up the vac bleeder anyway. It's cleaner. Oh, might be my shelving people. Well, that's exciting. I just got off the phone. I bought the stuff on auction, and it's a pickup at the house. Got to call the person and schedule a time. They're literally on the same road as we're at right now, so that is about as easy as that gets. Winning. I knew it was somewhere close in McHenry area, but did not expect them to be on the same street, so that's just great. That saves me a ton of time today and means we get to play on this a little bit longer. Hopefully we can get this going. Let me re-gravity bleed these because I don't know how much air is in the line since this is empty and it did drain on its own. So we'll pop these bleeders, show you guys what we're doing. Before we go to the time lapse, this one's already dripping right here. Pretty steadily. So we'll do the same thing since this one's dripping already. We'll wait for the other side to start and then try and get these capped off and bled. Brakes did not bleed. I don't know if I have the right size bore. It's a cheapo Amazon special. But since that didn't work, I figured we'd move on to something else. Just while I got a little bit of time here, I think we're going to try and start this thing. Perhaps. So we're gonna add some fuel in here. I got the little bottle hooked up. I know it's dripping a little bit, so hopefully this doesn't go like the last one with the starter fluid. Whew. But we'll give this a shot here. So we got gas flowing in, and we are leaking quite a bit down here. Where are you leaking from? That's not good. Okay, time to find our leak. Is it leaking from the fuel tee? All right, a little bit of a leak down below, but let's see. It actually popped. All right, so we're definitely gonna have to chase down a leak here. Can't tell where. unfortunate. I don't know if it's a float sticking or if it's just the fuel line. Kind of looks like it's coming off the fuel line. Because it's pouring a ton of gas. Yeah, that fuel line's leaking on the connection. Yeah. It almost sounds like it's killing the ignition when I kill the starter button. Okay, well, we can't really do much until we get this gas leak situation figured out. It's pouring, which is unfortunate because I'm guessing I might have to pull the carbs off again. Damn. So we had a little bit of wiring to look at and a little bit of fuel leaks to figure out. So with the amount of gas pouring out from the bottom of this, it's really looking like it's coming right down that fuel line because the fuel line's right there. So unfortunately, I can't really address that until we get down in there. Man, it sounds like it's firing right up though. And then I let go of the start button and we lose it. So we do have one extra wire that I did not hook up on here, and that's the red lead. But we'll have to check that for spark. Hear it? Even when it pops off on the other cylinders, it won't keep going. Okay, got a spark issue. We'll figure that one out too. I'm almost positive because that's firing up and lighting off like it's supposed to. It just won't keep running. It's like everything stops as soon as I let go of that start button, which tells me we got a wiring issue. So more work to do on that thing and then clean up the giant mess I made of brake fluid and gasoline. God, this was supposed to be an easy bike. Couldn't leave it alone. This thing's stressing me out, but that's all right. We lost on brakes. I lost on fuel, so I yanked the carbs off. I got it separated from the airbox again, just kind of rerouted and tightened down the clamp on the hose. It's probably still leaking. And then that electric issue that we had, remember the switch, it cranks over and it lit off, but as soon as I let go of the starter, dead. So something on this Chinese repop switch is wrong. thought we had it figured out because it was cranking over the way it's supposed to, but I didn't realize it was killing ignition. So we're still gonna have to trace these leads on the new switch housing. So instead, I took the old switch housing, which is all together, but the button's broken. Makes it really difficult to try and crank over because I gotta push it with the screwdriver, but let's try this now. So I'm gonna click the gas on. Let's see how bad the leak is. 4 carbs to try and dial in at once. Oh, all right, so this one's leaking. This one might actually have a hole in the float. It looked like there might have been one on that plastic one. So I kind of saw that. Then we'll come over to the other side, and I got a real slow drip on the 3rd one, but I can't tell if that's where that T-fitting for the fuel rail goes. But let's see. Bowl should be filled with the exception of that leak. Key on, clutch in, choke on, gas off because I don't want it flooding. Key on, clutch in, start. That's how it's supposed to work. Clutch out, it's idling on its own. So that's good. We have a runner. It actually doesn't sound too bad either. Choke off. Damn. This doesn't sound too bad at all. I don't know how much fuel we got in there, so we'll have to address the float on this side. We got a runner. So far, this has fought me tooth and nail. Why'd you die? Out of fuel? It's been fighting me tooth and nail. We have brakes that don't want to actually bleed, carbs that don't want to seal up and not leak, and ignition wiring problems from the aftermarket switch that we tried to install. So pretty much all the parts, that master cylinder. I think the problem with the brakes is this master cylinder, it's working proper, it bleeds out proper down to the caliper, but I don't think it's moving enough fluid for dual disc front brake setup. Is kind of what my gut is telling me on that one. Oh, that's the problem. Petcock doesn't work when it's capped. So we definitely have to address that float. Tons of air leaks. I don't even think these intake boots are tightened down. And we're just running it on whatever gas we got left over. Definitely gonna have a vacuum leak now. I think that just popped the vacuum fitting off. fitting again. We haven't really done anything else besides just fire this thing up now. So she's coughing back a little bit. She's not getting enough fuel because I can't leave the gas on. But that's a running bike, so I will take that as a win for today because I am losing interest on this thing quick. Thought it'd be fun to go through and do, but now it's turning into a fiasco. Everything we work on, something else is wrong, but it's running. Now I just got switch wiring to figure out and carbs to go through again. And I'm really kind of leaning towards just putting pods on because this airbox sucks. We'll see. That's it for now. I at least got the thing running again. Very far from driving, but made a little progress forward, made some more progress back. Get a new 5/8 bore master cylinder ordered up and see if that does it. I think they're like 30 bucks or something. Well, I yanked the carbs off on the KZ again. They're sitting up on the workbench. There's the hole in the float. That explains the big leak part. I'm gonna have to look and figure out the T-fitting in between the brackets too. So I got the truck running, I got a fan on, but I'm trying to go home. This fuel inlet, there's little O-rings on the outside of these T's. Unfortunately, that's leaking, which means I'm probably gonna end up having to separate all of these carburetors, which I really didn't want to do. But it's turning into a bigger issue, and that float needs to be patched. So we're gonna throw some JB Weld on there and try it. If that doesn't work, I'm gonna have to hit up eBay for a new setup. So I'll bring this home with me, put some epoxy on there, and see if it'll work. Other than that, that's it for today. Waiting on a new master cylinder, waiting on parts for everything. And I really just want to play Falcon and put this torque converter and trans in. Oh well. Next time. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you on the next one.